is. Body the big global, baby. So special.
I'll give you love, 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 in the kind of ways that you want tonight. I'll give you love, in every kind of way you want it. I'll give you love.
My love run deep as an ocean, it keep you coasting. I make it hard for you to focus, you won't even notice. But there's feelings and you got emotions. I'd rather say this to your face, so when you coming over. And anytime that you alone, I keep my schedule open. And any tears you gotta share, just put them on my shoulder. This world's cold, but it gets colder. So you gon' need you a soldier that don't roll over. Never fold on, never make you hold on. Girl, my love is so strong. You the reason for this dope song. My loyalty's solid to the bone. You'll never have to look for me, cause I'm right at home. The love that I got, I'ma make it known. Just put some love in that pot before we get it on. And if it don't feel right, then just leave it alone. Now we making love to this song.
I'll give you love, 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 in the kind of ways that you want tonight. I'll give you love, in every kind of way you want it. I'll give you love.
It's nothing like your own beauty queen. You the queen, I'm the king of this new regime. Yeah, now we doing a lot of friends we influencing. They kinda wonder how we doing it. The first step, don't let them ruin it. Stick together like you gluing. Change the eyes to the we's, cause it's two in it. Get rid of all the foolishness and speak the truth and speak it fluent. That should be something you already doing. Now we gon' face a couple problems, and when they come we gotta solve. Gotta kill the hard shell, don't revolve. And your friends you ain't gotta call them, cause when we ball we gon' really ball. We want the check and we want it all. Giving love is the protocol. Stay in my lane like a bowling ball. Off game really so strong, just like the eyes that we floating on. It ain't surprising that you know the song.
I'll give you love, 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 in the kind of ways that you want tonight. I'll give you love, in every kind of way you want it. I'll give you love.
Welcome everybody to the bar. Late night, live. Y'all know what it is, man. Thank y'all for coming in. Let's go.
I guess a fuck what you think about mine. You don't hustle, then a nigga won't shine. That's why I gotta put it all on the line. You better know that it's up. It's up, it's up, let's do it. It's up, it's up, my money. It's up, it's up, them numbers. It's up, it's up, my haters. It's up, it's BTB. It's up, squad. Welcome to Late Night at the Bar with your boy Boss Man. Busy, I'm in the building, man. Hope everybody is enjoying their evening. I'm enjoying mine. So y'all see the topic, y'all see the title. This is the bar where we can talk about anything.
Just so happened we talking about Miss Carlee Russell. Miss Russell Hustle. Yeah, that's what we gave her a nickname. AKA
Get your food!
Get Your Food. So if you've been hiding up under a rock and you're not familiar with the case, it'd be hard to believe. But some people are not in the same algorithm, so you might have missed it. Miss Carlee Russell is a 25-year-old woman who on July 13th supposedly went missing. Supposedly. In the beginning, I think everybody was suspect of her story, but it came out eventually. And we done found out the truth. Yeah, most definitely. Appreciate that. Cuzzo, my cousin in the building. Yaya's kid. 4-5 in the building. How you doing? Cat eye, she say, in the bushes while working. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Don't take no road from them people business, cat eyes. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just clowning. Oh, you might be home. Who knows? But I am simulcasting on Bossman Blake's page and my community crime page. If you haven't subscribed to my community crime page, please do so. But I just want to go live off of both because I'm starting to see people come over here. So I don't want to leave them hanging. But yeah, we're going to watch a few videos. We're going to have a discussion. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Of course, y'all know how I rock me, Casa Sukasa. Feel free to come up here. If you're familiar with the case, if you have any questions, put them in the chat or come up here. Feel free. You know what I'm talking about. Salute to Hoover, Alabama. Real talk. Y'all don't know why she said it. I'm going to tell you why she said it. Because in this particular case, it's black women who went missing. And they acted immediately. And look what she did. Carlee, I ain't gonna lie, I'm pissed off with you. YJ mixing my song right now. I got some words for you that I had to put in the song because the people at the round table, they said, boss, get her ass. So guess what I did? I got her ass. But it's all facts, you know. I do music, I do true crime. So what I do sometimes is I mix the two together and make a wonderful masterpiece. Just like I did for Quella. Just like I did with Fake Tough Ass, which I'm not going to play. Some crazy shit going on in the Kanika Jenkins community where I feel uncomfortable playing it now. Salute the Crucial K in the building. Marley 13. I want to play this video real quick because Carlee has lawyered up. In case you also didn't know, I think just yesterday they did a press conference. And her lawyer broke down everything. I should have played that first, but I feel like everybody should know by now. But if not, I can go back and play it. But I just want to play this little snippet. Shout out to the YouTuber who actually was boots on the ground. JLR Investigates. If you haven't checked out his videos, this dude is consistent. If you look in the dictionary next to consistent, you'll see his picture. Because this dude dropped 4 or 5 videos a day. He was actually at the press conference. Well, I don't think you want to call this a press conference, but you can. Because Carlee, lawyer, met with the DA and law enforcement, had a meeting, see what they can come up with, see what was going to happen, see what they needed to do, see what was coming up next. So without further ado, let me just show this to y'all real quick. We're going to talk about it. You did. So let's do it.
All right, so tell us how the meeting went. What can you comment about the meeting?
It's a great meeting, a short meeting, just to try to identify some things about where we go from here, uh, responsibilities that we need to take care of. But it was a great meeting, and I want to commend the Hoover Police Department and the Chief of Police for their action and how they have handled everything. So hopefully we can get to the end game, as they say, of this particular thing. I know you all have 100 questions, but we're not able to answer anything at this point in time. But just walk with us, and we should be through with this shortly. Okay.
No idea when the next meeting will take place.
I don't think probably will be a next meeting unless something else comes up. But right now, we just want to try to get to the end game and try to make sure our client is taken care of and deal with her issues, and the city of Hoover feel comfortable and safe. That's what we want to deal with.
And how is Carlee?
She's doing better, but still, she's still dealing with some things.
Now, can I ask you, what got you interested in covering something like this?
In covering? What do you mean covering?
In taking care of it.
Oh, no, I represent people. That's my job. I'm a criminal defense attorney. Some people don't understand that. People that don't have problems, then they don't need lawyers. People with problems need lawyers. So we try to provide the best service that we can. All right?
All right.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Who's your
All right, so that is Carlee Russell's lawyer. And I took a few things from that interview. And, when they asked when would be the next meeting, Buddy said, oh, no, I don't think it's going to be another meeting. That meant something to me. Let me go ahead and drop this link just in case somebody decided to want to slide up here and chat with me. What I took from that was that meeting that they had, he understands what's going to happen, what's coming up. His shout out to Hoover Police Department also told me, and I could be wrong, but I'm going to tell y'all. I don't think, of course, the title of this live is, do you think Carlee will serve time? Nah, I don't think she is. Do she deserve to serve time? Absolutely. Absolutely. Matter of fact, let me say happy belated birthday. Oh, is it your birthday today, D-Love? Salute to D-Love, my angel. Salute. Happy birthday. Hope you see many more. Definitely know you will, because you are a blessed woman, and you are a blessing to a lot of others. Salute to D-Love. My bro John Q is in the building. What's going on, bro? Tamika Ward's in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Spiritual Rising, how you doing, baby? Melanated Agenda's in the building. Miss T, how you doing? I think I done spoke to pretty much everybody that's in the building. If you're in the bushes, I can't speak to you. But anyway, Buddy say, shout out Hoover Police Department. I think it's either that he has a plan. Now, don't get it twisted. She's gonna get arrested. That's gonna happen. It just has to. Because when you bring charges upon someone, they're going to arrest you. Now, how long you sit in there depends. The main crime she committed was, reporting a false, false police report or whatever they call it. That's the crime, and that's just the misdemeanor in the state of Alabama. I'm not sure about any other state, but that's just a misdemeanor. But I will say this. There is a young lady who did the same thing. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Sherry Papini. She faked her kidnapping as well. They gave her 18 months in prison with a hefty fine of $300,000 in 36 months, 3 years of probation. Right? So you may say, well, boss, what made Carlee any different? Well, for one, her family got a little bread. And this particular lawyer, as my brother John, which John, you know you're welcome to come up here if you want to, bro. He did his research. Y'all know how the round table do. We research everybody that's involved in what we research. As a lawyer in Alabama, out of 5 stars, I think you said he what, 4.6, John? So you know he costs a pretty penny. You know he's well known in Alabama, you know, with these type of cases. But he came out smiling, like, yeah. For one, he's smiling because he know he finna get a check. He know he finna get a check, right? 2, he probably feel like she's not gonna do any time. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, what's happening?
I'm cooling, man. I'm cooling.
Yeah,
Cooling.
I think it's 4.8 stars.
Excuse me, 4.8.
Attorney Emery, yeah, 4 point something. You know, he ain't cheap.
Not at all. Not at all. Now,
He's been serving the Birmingham community for well over 30 years, has his own private office, possible satellite offices within the Birmingham area. Well to do, I must say.
yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit more of him after this, but who knows? Now, today, John brought something to our attention. You want to share with him?
Did you show? Yeah, I was about to ask you. Did you show him the article that we found?
No. Hey, you up here, so if you want to go ahead and do it, feel free, my brother.
Oh, okay. We're gonna give it to him.
You know, hey, give it to him. You know how we do.
Give it to him.
Yeah. So let me take this off the screen.
And there is a video clip here. I don't know if y'all seen this, but there's a recent news having 11:15 a.m. then was updated at 2:10 p.m. this afternoon.
Y'all take a look.
It's now live from Hoover City Hall, where that meeting was held today. David, a lot of people were shocked yesterday after that news conference. Is there any word today on whether any criminal charges could be coming?
Carlee, I spoke with Emory Anthony. He is the attorney for Carlee Russell, and he did confirm that he does expect charges to be filed. He does expect that to take place. So that is kind of the next shoe to drop in this case. The meeting that happened earlier today, it does follow that amazing press conference yesterday where Chief Nick Durzis read the letter from Carlee Russell written with Mr. Anthony alongside her, where she admitted to no kidnapping and no baby. We were there on the side of the road, that child on I-459. We were there this morning when Mr. Anthony arrived. The meeting was slated for 10 a.m. He got here around 9:45 this morning. That meeting took place between he and Hoover Police Chief Nick Durzis. It only lasted for 15 to 20 minutes, but as soon as that meeting wrapped up, Mr. Anthony came outside, and here's his thoughts after that meeting today. Whenever Carlee Russell was discussed again, Emory Anthony meeting with Nick Durzis. Here's his thoughts after that meeting.
It's a great meeting, a short meeting, just to try to identify some things about where we go from here, responsibilities that we need to take care of. But it was a great meeting, and I want to commend the Hoover Police Department and the Chief of Police for their action and how they had handled everything. So hopefully we can get to the end game, as they say, of this particular thing.
And as a part of that end game, it does appear as though that is going to be the arrest of Carlee Russell. It appears at this point that that is imminent. Mr. Anthony confirming to me once again that Carlee Russell, he does expect her to be arrested and for charges to be filed. We'll continue to follow it. Much more from that press conference, and we'll have much more on this story as we continue to follow this whole Carlee Russell affair. We'll do that all day, 4, 5, and 6, so you can catch us here live. And who?
So let me ask you something. Something I just caught in that video right there, John. You know how when there's a court and they're getting ready to go find out whether it's guilty or not guilty, and they come back fast, that can mean one or two things. In this case, he said that meeting was only 15 minutes. What does that mean to you?
Oh, wow. You notice, too, that he didn't say with the chief of police and the DA. He was just meeting with the chief of police. I was waiting for the DA. Yeah, I was waiting for the term, the DA, the district attorney, the one who is going to be issuing those charges. It's just with the chief of police. So for it to have been a 15 or possibly a 20-minute meeting, I guess he wanted to, get a chance to meet with him in person outside of the letter that was received yesterday. And how do you do? How do you do? My name is so-and-so. I represent Carlee Russell. And I wanted to know, what do you guys plan on laying down? And the police chief laid it down. This is what we're discussing with the DA. I was hoping that the DA was a part of that meeting, but nonetheless, there was no DA mentioned to be a part of that meeting. So I now figure that it was a how do you do meeting, and that, if the news report does make a statement to say she will be arrested, it is imminent, that may take place tomorrow, then her attorney is just going to relay what the meeting with the police chief was all about, and they are to meet with the DA most likely tomorrow for the official charges, and then processing from there.
So being that the DA wasn't mentioned in this meeting,
right?
Do you think they went into details on what's to come? Because the way he came out of that interview, or whatever you want to call it, he came out smiling and he looked very confident. So if there's no DA in this meeting, do you think they went into details on the charges that she's going to face and what's going to happen?
I would think so. Being that he's the lead chief, who called in all the resources, federal resources as well as state and local, on this case, for him to lay it out. This is what the bill is going to be. We're still putting that together because we're still waiting for the federal people to send in their paperwork on this. But, overall, this is my guesstimation of what it may be. We'll have confirmation of this before the end of the week. As for Miss Russell, we've got false police reporting. That could look like it's a Class A misdemeanor under that charge. Possible obstruction of justice, taking this long to actually confer with police as to what happened those 49 hours. Right. The other thing is another charge of restitution, which is a collective in and of itself. Other charges may pend in terms of counseling, probation. They could for 49 hours.
You broke up there. You can say that last part again?
Yeah, I said they had these folks in Birmingham on edge for 49 hours. Yeah. So they could stack them the way they want to. I think the attorney's visit this morning with the police chief was just to lay out the paperwork, take it back to your client, see what they, how they want to proceed from here. We need an interview because we need to fill in the 49 hours that's missing.
Absolutely. Now I know D Love, it's your birthday. Is it your birthday as well, Miss T? If so,
Got
happy
birthdays in here?
Yeah, we got some birthdays in the building. I'm seeing somebody say happy birthday to you both, and I know D Love is one of them. Miss T, is you the other one?
Oh,
If so, happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Yeah, I got John Q's link in the chat, which is on the screen. Y'all make sure you subscribe to his channel if you haven't. I think pretty much everybody in here
And
already
don't forget,
subscribed.
and don't forget to subscribe to Boss Blake if you haven't already.
Look,
You're
if
in the
they,
house.
my assumption would be that they already subscribed. But if you haven't, yeah, make sure you do that. Linus, she's speaking to you. Yeah, they love themselves some John Q.
The lioness, Lorraine Muhammad. Peace and blessings on you and yours. Uncle Charles is up in here. Miss T is up in here. D Love is up in here. Chris Lewis is up in here.
B1.
Yaya's kids is up in here.
Miss T said her birthday was on the 18th. Happy belated birthday, Miss T.
Absolutely.
Happy belated.
Marley 13 is up in here. Tamika Ward is up in here. Okay. Miss 45. Flower Bloom. Crucial K. How you doing, brother? He called me John Wick. Come on now. Come on now. Ain't no Wick here. It's Q. I deal with the cool Q.
with this case, I don't know how familiar you are, which I'm gonna play a little video from Sherry Papini. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with the details of that case. But we know the outcome of that one. You know, she was sentenced to 18 months in prison, $300,000 fine, and also 36 months of probation. Now, I want to just play this real quick and see if we can maybe figure out why hers was so hefty, why her sentence and her fines was so hefty. So let's take a look at this real quick. I think it's only like 6 minutes, and we'll come right back. So I'll check this out.
The California mom who faked her 2016 disappearance was sentenced to 18 months in prison, more than double what prosecutors asked for. We're going to talk to Dan Abrams after this report from Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman in Sacramento. He's covered the story from the beginning. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, George. The judge calling very tearful Sherry Papini a manipulator, and that stiff sentence ending a 6-year saga. But it also allowed for a trove of evidence used against her to be unsealed. That included images of the severe beating she inflicted on herself and a shocking video in which police finally confront her with the truth.
Sherry Papini, the California mom who lied to authorities about being kidnapped and tortured, was sentenced to 18 months in prison Monday. And this morning, we're learning how her hoax slammed to a grinding halt in August of 2020.
We have everything that says that he said he told the truth.
In new video obtained by ABC News, we see for the first time as Shasta County Sheriff's investigators confront the woman they'd tenderly treated as a victim for the previous 4 years. Her husband in the room by her side, that's him in the blue shirt, as the officers confront Papini about her lies.
The reason why you can describe the room is because you stayed in the room in the dark for hours, for days on end. The reason why you lost so much weight is because you stopped eating. The reason why your nose was broke is because of a hockey stick.
In November of 2016, Sherry Papini vanished for 22 days. Then, on Thanksgiving morning, she materialized on a highway nearly 150 miles from home, a trucker stopping and calling 911 for her. That call heard for the first time this morning.
Hey, what's hurting? You're chained up.
She's chained up?
She told authorities she'd been kidnapped by 2 Hispanic women. She claimed the women had beaten her, burned her, even branded her on her shoulder. Those injuries shown in these images obtained by ABC News. Police chased leads, her Redding community in terror of traffickers that never existed.
Now, the parts that don't make sense are that you're accusing 2 females who abducted you when it was James. The part that you were branded, James did it.
It wasn't until more than 3 years later that trace DNA found on Papini led to this mystery man, ex-boyfriend James Reyes, who admitted he helped Papini inflict those injuries on herself.
So there's a brand on her.
Yeah.
There's significant bruising.
And she did a lot of that while she was here. I mean, she just hit herself with something. I helped her. I mean, I didn't punch her or anything.
How'd you help her?
She just shot a buck off her leg.
During that dramatic confrontation with the sheriffs, Papini continues to deny the con.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Even as investigators drop those truth bombs.
The DNA that was on you belongs to James Reyes.
We talked to him. We did on a polygraph. We talked to everybody around him. We have the rental agreements, phone rental, the car rental agreements.
Finally, she seems to break.
Talking to other guys that has got me here.
So what aspect are you saying? Like how does talking to other people got you here? We've gotten
I
over.
love my husband. And I make mistakes and I talk to other men.
Until that moment, her husband had stood by her, tearfully describing her condition to me just days after her return in 2016.
Her poor face. I got like nauseated just looking at her. The bruises were just intense. The bumps from, being hit and kicked and whatever else.
But this interrogation seemingly shattering any illusion about her innocence.
Obviously, you've heard the questions. You've seen some of the photos.
From my side, but now you're telling me, okay, you guys can go home now. Well, do you think I want her anywhere around my kids or around me at all at this point?
In a statement Monday, her sister calling Papini disturbed, revealing it was only until the day before she entered her guilty plea that she privately admitted to me for the first time ever that she'd lied about everything to everyone. At her sentencing, Papini wept and conceded, "I'm guilty of lying, I'm guilty of dishonor, and I stand before you willing to accept, to repent, and to concede." The judge noting tersely, people don't like to be conned.
Now, Keith has...
All right, so we're going to stop it right there for now. I don't know if you picked up, I found a real big difference in this case compared to Carlee's, or should I say Carlee? Carlee. This case went on for 6 years, bro. 6 years. So I don't know all the different entities that was involved as far as law enforcement. I don't know if they got all the same people that they got for Carlee. You would think so. If you know, then I'm pretty sure you're gonna tell me. But 6 years, 6 years, right? I was writing my notes down. 22 days is when I guess she someone reported her seeing her, right?
Right.
So is that safe to say with just what I just said? Is that safe to say that Carlee ain't gonna do no time, man? She was gone for 49 hours, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big time discrepancy, most certainly. They did have local, state, and federal agents working the case. So, as per the timeline on this would be, well, on March 3rd of 2022, Sherry Papini was arrested by the FBI, accused of lying to federal agents and faking her own kidnapping to spend more time with her ex-boyfriend, away from her husband and family. 6 weeks after her arrest, Papini signed a plea deal admitting that she had orchestrated the hoax. In September of 2022, she was sentenced to 18 months in prison and fined $300,000. Yeah.
Ms. T, you say, why do they always blame a person of color? Can you elaborate? I'm trying to figure out where that question come from. Just asking, because I mean, and this is two different cases. You got a white person, you got a black person, and Carlee, she deserves to goddamn be blamed for what the fuck she did. So I'm trying to figure out what your question means. So if you can elaborate, please, ma'am. And yeah, let's go back and take a look at a little bit more and see if there's anything else that they said that we might have missed. So let's check this out.
Filed for divorce from Sherry. In a statement, he said he's doing everything he can to provide a normal and healthy life for his children. Now, Sherry still has to pay over $300,000 in restitution. As for life after prison for her, her attorney talked about a new Sherry. The judge wasn't so sure. Guys.
Okay, Matt, thanks very much for bringing our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. Wasn't so sure, Dan. That judge was not having it. Double what the prosecutors asked for?
More than double. I mean, remember, prosecutors asking for 8 months, the defense asking for a month behind bars, the judge coming back with an 18-month sentence. Very unusual to see that kind of disparity between what the prosecution has asked, what the probation office has recommended, what the defense is asking for, and ultimately what the judge ends up doing.
But how much did all this new evidence that we're just now seeing, how much did that play into the sentence?
Look, I think a lot of what played into it was the sense from the judge that she's still not fully coming clean, right? Even the judge asked a question during the proceeding suggesting, and the prosecution mentioned this, that she's continued to lie about it even after the plea. And I think that's the sort of thing that'll really rankle a judge, is when you're pleading guilty, you're supposedly accepting responsibility for what happened, and then yet in other places with friends or family or whoever else it is, you're continuing to claim that it didn't happen the way that you're saying in court.
So looking ahead then, what do you think? Is she likely to serve all 18 months?
So under the federal system, probably 85% of that. So you're talking about serving real time here in connection with this. And the judge pointing out that she's going to still be under supervised supervision for another 3 years. And he's not counting on the fact that she's going to be able to pay back that $300,000 plus in restitution either.
All right, Dan. Thank you.
Well, hey there,
All right, so I get your question now, Ms. T. And I have to say this, and I don't want to ruffle no feathers, but I know you're not crazy enough to try to pull nothing off like this, Ms. T, but if you were, and you want to give law enforcement a suspect, which we know that suspect doesn't exist, you were like, yeah, it was a black man. No, you ain't gonna say that. I don't think you would. I don't think you would. You're like, yeah, man, it was this goddamn white man with orange hair with a bald spot in the back. Bullshit. Good thing about that's what Carlee did. Carlee said it was some white people that did it. Now, I'm not trying to, make this a racist thing, but I mean.
And then again, too, you bring up a good point. We don't know when they took her to UAB hospital for evaluation, whether it was both law enforcement and FBI that questioned her to get the initial story from her. So if there's going to be any federal charges, because of their involvement in the initial interview, that just may come about too. Because the judge looking at this case may consider federal issues as well, along with restitution from the federal agencies that were a part of the search. The United States Marshals, FBI, you had the United States Secret Service that was involved in working her phone to ascertain all of the text messaging and the Google searches and all that other stuff. Another agency, I don't know if it was an agency called Aaliyah or something like that. But these agencies are going to chime in because they gave their time, and their time are our tax dollars connected to it. So he's going to consider all that.
Damn, Miss T, you're telling me it was me? Well, god damn.
It was Boss Man. Oh, Lord have mercy.
So I saw this other video as well, and I think you're familiar with this. I think she's a attorney, the white lady that we watched backstage one time. I think we even watched it on the round table. She's on, I believe this is Good Morning America. I want to just show y'all this and we'll chat about it. Check this out.
The woman whose story gained national attention when it was believed she was missing in Alabama now admits she lied. The 25-year-old woman's disappearance on July 13th sparking a costly search. The police chief there read a statement from Russell's attorney, who has now admitted her story about being abducted and escaping captors was all a hoax.
My client apologizes for her actions to this community, the volunteers who were searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department and other agencies as well, as to her friends and family. We ask for your prayers for Carlee as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in this matter.
A big mistake. Russell admitted to never leaving the area and that she acted alone. Her attorney will meet with police today. Authorities are considering potential criminal charges. News Nation law and justice contributor and retired FBI agent Jennifer Coffindaffer is with us. Good morning to you, Jennifer. I know she lied, clearly, but now what?
Well, now what is she's going to face charges. I feel very confident of that. There were some clues actually given in the press conference, including them speaking about adding up the amount of money that was spent searching for her by local, state, and federal authorities. You can expect charges this week, I would believe.
What kind of charges, especially in light of the fact that she's now made a confession, an admission that this was a hoax?
I think it will be false statement charges. I think at maximum she will face a very short period in jail or in prison. If it's over 12 months, it would be prison. If not, she could stay in a local jail. I don't think it will be, that horrific in terms of the amount of time she would be facing. But certainly she has to face charges because they need to deter this sort of action in the future. And then secondarily, she's done something against the law that cost taxpayers a lot of money.
Police are set to meet with her attorney today. Do you believe they'll ever make public where she was while she was in hiding for those hours that she was missing or believed to be missing?
It's possible. I think law enforcement could track it and figure it out. Honestly, I just don't know how much more resources they're going to put into this. I think it was also a very big mistake that Carlee didn't come out and read the statement herself. I understand she might not wanted to, would not want to face media interviewing, but she certainly should have said it herself. I think that would have helped.
It's so emotional because you've seen her parents do local and national television interviews, and they were convinced that she was fighting for her life, they said. Crime Stoppers collected some donations from the public. In the quest for searching for her, there were 2 large donations given back. But the smaller donations, police are saying, won't be returned until the investigation is complete. But she confessed. So is this typical?
No, I think those need to be returned quickly. However, the problem is, I think, with just administrative policy with Crime Stoppers, until an investigation is concluded, they're not going to return them. But I think those funds will be returned. I think it was wonderful, the outpouring of concern, of money, of time by local citizenry. And it's just such a slap in the face that this ended up being a colossal hoax.
Yes, it was a crying wolf by a woman who, again, jeopardizes the case of others who legitimately are missing, and their families are still looking for answers. I just want to ask you, since we had you, the Idaho student murders, Brian Koberger's name back in the news again this week because.
So, I wanted to play this video for a reason. I don't know if you guys caught it. We know that the lawyer came up and gave Carlee's statement to him, and of course, a part of that statement was an apology. I couldn't ride with that. I agree with this former FBI agent 100%. It would mean more if Carlee would have did it herself. To me, that apology that was read by the chief of police didn't mean shit to me. What about you, John?
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Same way.
Like, yeah. It's just like you telling, hey man, go tell such and such, man. Oh, I'm sorry. But why you can't come tell me yourself? You brought all this BS out, had all these people looking for you. Just like that lady said, it cost a lot of taxpayers money. And now you want to hide behind closed doors because you are embarrassed. This ain't nothing about your mental state. I'm not buying that at all. What's going
Yeah,
on?
she should have came out and gave the statement herself in a way to where the public can see that she is remorseful for what she did.
Right.
Whether it be tears and crying and all kinds of stuff, being hugged by the family, but give the statement, come clean from it, so that this way you've got that important part out of the way. It shows personally that you have regrets about doing what you've done, and the public can see for themselves if it's fake or is she being honest.
Absolutely. Now, D Love is asking, what is the delay?
The interview.
Mm.
It's the interview. The police want that 49-hour interview. That was their next step after reading the letter that they received yesterday on the press conference pertaining to, her admitting that, this was all on her and she apologized and all this other stuff. And according to the police chief, Derzitz, he wants the interview. Okay, so we're ready. He was ready last week, Wednesday, when he gave the press conference. Hey, we're ready now. She calls now. We're ready to go. So that's what it's all about. They need that to complete their report, and then go ahead from there and proceed. Mm-hmm.
And again, I think the public deserve to know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if someone attempt to help you, even though you was BSing, trying to help save your life, and let's say, for instance, they did save your life. Normally what you would hear somebody say is, I owe you my life. These people thought you was in grave danger. You was just playing with people's feelings, man. So now that you did this, you as a 25-year-old grown woman need to stand up, put your big panties on, and face the world. Until you do that, these people on the internet is gonna tear your ass up. And who knows? Even if you do come out, some still gonna be mad because right now the fact that you're prolonging this apology, personally, they're not gonna believe it when you actually do, and if you do. I know I wouldn't, because it shouldn't take all this. We know you done admitted that you lied. You should have came out and did this yourself. Be a woman about it, man. Real.
Yeah, that would be the first step toward growth.
Yeah, and the first step to let us know that you do have a heart and you do have some type of empathy on what you did to the people. For real. Now, another thing that I want to talk about is a part of that confession or admitting her guilt. She said nobody helped her. Do you believe that, John?
Oh no. No. That's a hard one. That's another piece, but that's another hard one.
It is.
For me, I believe that, for her to orchestrate this out of the sheer, let's say, idea of vanity, one who thinks only for themselves and nobody else, and don't care whose feelings get messed up. Out of vanity, she did this. Out of attention-getting vanity, I call it. For her to have done this all by herself, to go into those woods, if that's where she went, in the dark, traveling all by herself, without a flashlight. And there was another YouTuber that actually walked through those woods during the daylight, and it is wicked thick.
Yes.
Wicked thick.
Yes.
And I don't think any woman would have subjected themselves to that particular environment.
Nope, not
I don't
especially
just don't get it.
especially not a black woman. Ain't going to no goddamn
Especially not a
woods.
black woman. Hell no. Yeah, they're afraid to go into apartment buildings by themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely.
Hell, I got to go through that lobby with all them people standing there, or with the graffiti and the spray paint and the elevator that smells like piss, and somebody took a dump in the stairs and all. The projects. Oh
Yeah.
no, I ain't going in there. Let me make a phone call. Say, look, come on outside. I'm not coming upstairs.
What's going on, Randy? And I'm glad you actually made this statement. I'm very glad you made this statement because that's a great transition on what I want to show you guys next. Randy, if you want to come up, feel free to do so, bro. We're just chopping it up on the latest on the case. But Yaya said she took resourcing and time away from searching real victims of trafficking. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I just want to show y'all what it would look like for somebody who really was kidnapped and wanted to make it back home. Y'all check this out, man. I found this yesterday. And this is something that happened recently. Check this out.
Now, a kidnapped girl's plea for help, scrawled on a crumbled piece of paper, helped save her from her alleged abductor. Police say a man kidnapped that 13-year-old girl at gunpoint in Texas and drove her all the way to Long Beach.
That's where Good Samaritans saw her note and then called police. KCAL's Michelle Gili spoke with one of those Good Samaritans today.
Kidnapped. The man kidnapped the girl in the car. Now they got him over there. The girl is in the car.
The manager of a Long Beach laundromat took this video as police blocked the entrance to Easy Wash on East 10th Street, ultimately arresting an alleged kidnapper and freeing a 13-year-old girl. Authorities say she'd been sexually abused for days and was held captive until a couple suspected there was trouble and dialed 911.
I just saw her mouth twice.
What did it look like?
Help me. Help me. And then when I turned around, the expression on her face when she was looking at me like, don't leave me. And that's when I told my boyfriend, she needs help.
Isaac's boyfriend saw the young girl hold up this handwritten sign in the suspect's car window saying, help me. The Nissan was parked here in the laundromat parking lot. According to federal officials, 61-year-old Stephen Robert Soblin used a black BB gun to kidnap the teen from a Texas street on July 6th. She'd been reported as a runaway. Between the 6th and July 9th, Soblin is accused of driving from Texas to Long Beach, stopping along the way to commit sexual acts on the child.
Once they were in Long Beach, Mr. Soblin told her to take off her clothes, which she did not want to do. But again, fearful for her life, she did this. She took off her clothes and he took them into the laundromat with his own clothes and started washing them in the first washing machine closest to the door so he could continue to keep an eye on her while she remained in the car.
I think he let her go like a low down, you know.
Easy Wash manager Touch Vong came face to face with the suspect.
He don't talk nobody, but I look into his eye. Yeah, he's not a lot nice.
Records show Stephen Robert Soblin has a 1979 robbery with a deadly weapon conviction, the same 6 years later, as well as a drug conviction. The Texas man now has been indicted for the alleged kidnapping and faces life in prison if convicted. In Long Beach, Michelle Gili, KCAL News.
That's what a missing person would really do if they was missing. They trying to get home. Right. That young lady fought, and she did what she can do. She took every opportunity to get home. My heart goes out to her and her family. I'm glad she made it home. So it's just cases like that, like Yaya said, that we don't know what else is going on in Alabama. Somebody else may really need help, and you are taking all these resources away to look for your dumb ass, and you ain't even fucking missing. That angers me, bro.
Yeah.
What's going on, Randy?
Randy.
Not much, man. I'm just kind of peed off.
Yeah, we
Because of stuff like this.
Randy, I think Boss would be very interested in working on that project that we
He's
spoke
more
about
than welcome.
earlier. Yeah. He would damn sure be the man to expound on this, because we're touching into an area, a critical area, more so now than ever before, with this human trafficking. There'd be a one-on-one situation or a group situation, because we're hearing more and more and more each day about sex trafficking, child trafficking, human trafficking going on. There's also a movie out called The Sound of Freedom.
Yes.
That has been also knocking out box office records over some of the big Hollywood movies coming out of California. That's really sending a very powerful message as to the time that we're living in.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you and I don't trust him, but if I like his idea, you heard what Trump said?
Yes.
I agree with him. I don't know if
I
he
do
just
too.
clout chasing, but I agree with him. If you trafficking people, you deserve the death sentence. Damn it, I'm with him.
Yep.
I'm with him.
Yeah. Leave the children alone. They are not for sale. Period.
Real, man.
Well, just like the movie said, God's children are not for sale.
Yeah, they're not for sale. This has gone way beyond the pale. It used to be called a black market. Now that market is out in the open.
Yep. Preach.
Way out in the open. Whether they're traveling by car, whether they're traveling by bus, whether they're being picked up off the streets at various different times, example after example after example. People are being abducted.
Yeah.
And there are many different markets out there for the abduction. You've got, so-called elites paying for children for their own, let's just say, sadistic pleasures. You got people paying for, other people for, certain things that they have that they need health-wise, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And so this is out in our face now.
And John,
the people need to push back. They really need to push back.
But the question is, John, what you just said, when you speak of elites, how can you defeat them? They got power, bro.
Yeah.
How can you defeat people like that?
Yeah, I call it artificial power. It's only power that is
power
only
in their
perceived.
mind.
Yeah, it's only power that's perceived. They are just like everybody else.
Thank you, John.
They are just like everybody else. And when they get caught, don't cover them up. Don't try to hide behind money and deals under the table and closed doors and do all these secret meetings and all this other stuff. Pull them out in the open. Clean the house. That's a big ass swamp, to say the least. And I got to admit, Trump being, who he is, tried to do what he could when he was in office. Put up a wall to stop the people from coming in here illegally.
Yeah.
And not only do you have trafficking coming through that portal, which is open now, and the current administration doesn't seem like it's bothering to do a damn thing, they've latched us down with higher inflation. tightening up jobs, tightening up wages, increasing food prices, to straddle the people so they don't make too much noise. My problem is not with trafficking. My problem is, what food do I buy today? Type stuff. So there's diversion. There's diversion here.
Talk.
And they're not saying a damn thing about it, other than the fact that, okay, Mel Gibson and Jim Caviezel and a director out of South America who found a problem, and a private investigator, a former DEA, went looking for missing children because there was a track line of trafficking that he was able to be exposed to that wanted to do something else. And these people up in the higher offices and in Hollywood and everything are pushing back up against this movie called Sound of Freedom. And you kind of sit there and scratch your head and say, why? How come? Are you trying to tell me something?
Exactly.
Oh, I've got my thoughts on a lot of stuff that's been happening this month that I've been looking into.
Share it with us, brother.
Have you heard about the new Jason Aldean video?
What was that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Have you heard about the new Jason Aldean video? It's a country video that's been going viral.
No.
They're saying that it's racist, that it's controversial. And I mean, yeah, there's some things in it that can be controversial. I mean, there's the video's got like some of the riots that's been happening since 2000, but it's all news articles that is all over the internet, and they're trying to say that it's racial. And that came out July 14th. This movie came out July 4th. The first weekend, it busted every movie.
Yeah, Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom busted every movie.
Yeah,
that was playing.
I think Indiana Jones came out. It busted that, and then
the Barbie movie.
And then the second movie was the Mission Impossible movie with Tom Cruise. It busted that.
Yep.
So yeah,
and what I've been looking at is why are they saying that this is such a racial movie that everybody that's seen it says that it's not. I mean, CMT even pulled it from their list. They're not playing that no more. The movie or the soundtrack came out, or the song came out back in May, and nobody talked about it until the video came out. As soon as the video came out, boom, they started pulling it. As soon as this Sound of Freedom came out, they started pulling it, and they've been trying. I'm thinking they did this to get away from this movie. They're trying to use one thing to try to overshadow another. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, because they know that America's smart now. We've got our eyes all over the place based on the internet. Yep. And, to try to stifle any kind of lead, especially us, YouTube investigators, they call us now, will start to come across. Super sleuths. That's right. We'll start to follow a lead and find out that it's hooked up into somebody's office.
Well, Alabama's chief down there said that we were super sleuths.
Yeah, I heard him when he said that. And the internet era has become a gift and a curse to the common citizen and the government and the higher ups.
Yep.
Because just like you were just speaking on, we can now see so much more that I guess you could say is somewhat hidden from us, decades earlier before we even got to this point. But now we can research anything and find out the truth where they've been lying to us at. You feel what I'm saying?
Now,
So
I mean, we still have to be careful at what we watch and what we go on. But I mean, when it's put out through like the news and stuff like that, I mean, I'd say 85% of what the news puts out is practically the truth. You do have other stuff in there that they'll add on because what they're trying to do, they're trying to get people to come in and they're trying to get all their views up too.
yeah,
They don't say, "Oh well, this is our opinion." Well, they do. They go in with and say, "Oh, this right here is the truth," whether it is or not. When we do it, if we don't think it's the truth, what do we say? This is our opinion.
right. And think about what you just said. It's like it's hard to believe these
Exactly.
people who's providing us or presenting us this information or this news to the point where we question everything. And
You have to nowadays.
going back to Carlee's situation, she's gonna create that when it comes to any future black woman, hell, any future woman, period, especially black women that go missing. People gonna start questioning that shit. Like they don't know what to believe now. You know what I'm saying? So she really messed up. She really messed up, bro.
Well, you know what? When I investigate into something, you can even ask John. If I find something, I try poking holes in it. I go deeper and deeper and deeper. That's how you have to do. You can't just hear one thing and say, "Okay, well, I'm gonna put this out as facts."
Yeah.
You have to go deeper into that.
Yeah.
Just
You
like
can't.
everybody says, you gotta follow them rabbit holes.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
easy.
and they're keeping an eye on us too, you
Yeah.
know, and you know, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. They're keeping an eye on social media. You know, if any one of us decide to go into the red zone, so to speak, you know, they can flag our stuff, send us a little copyright, send us a little inappropriate content restriction, and all this other stuff, just to stifle us away from talking about what's real out there.
And John, what did you call that power again?
What's that?
What did you call that power that we spoke of earlier? When we was talking about the elites. And I was like, they, you know, the power they have, you gave it a name.
Mm.
You said it's a particular type of power. It's perceived power or something like that?
Mm.
Somewhat like invisible power.
Oh man.
But anyway.
Oh, I see. Perceived power. Yeah.
Now what
Power
you
perceived.
just said when with them doing what they want to do, they can, hey, we see him email, tell him we're gonna strike his page down, we're gonna take it down. How is that perceived power when they actually can control what the hell you talk about and what you put on your channel? You know what I'm saying? If it's the truth, how and why would they do that? Why? Because they have the power to. I don't understand how that could be perceived power. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I got you. And it's just a matter of us identifying what type of power they're using. And you know, as a tree grows up, it also grows down. So you have
truth.
You have osmosis above and you have reverse osmosis below. You know, so as above, so below, if you will. And you know, if one way doesn't work, there are many other ways to get it done. You know, and that is to keep our eyes on who we put in office, what they stand for. You know, they shake your hand 1 minute and say, yeah, I'm going to do the job. And then they get in there. All of a sudden, they become a part of a clique. And then they click backwards.
Right.
You know, and it's vanity once again, if you will. You know, it's perceived power. I'm so and so. You're not. Our office doesn't work that way. You know, we're working on it. We're doing the best we can, is what we get in return. But nothing gets done. Nothing gets done. Because when you're tapping into a multi-billion-dollar industry, this trafficking thing, multi-billion-dollar industry, more so than what banks are collectively in our society. That's how much money they're talking about. We're not just talking about here in the United States. This is global. This is international. This involves a lot of different people at various different levels who can afford to participate in this dark market.
Yeah. What's going on, YJ?
YJ is in the house.
Bro, YJ. Yeah, man,
it's real. This stuff is real. You know, people act like it's a movie still running. No, this is real.
And it's in every state.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just saw the example. The guy came from what, California, and took this 13-year-old to San Antonio, Texas by car?
The opposite way. He went from San Antonio.
From San Antonio, Texas to California. Yeah, by car.
Yeah. And just like Ms. T had said earlier, they reported her as a runaway. So they wasn't even, I don't even know if they was looking for her, bro.
Right. Snatching them up from broken families.
Ms. T said, we all have rights, but they will take away your rights if they choose to. We are controlled, just like every other country. You know, Ms. T, I can't even disagree with you on that, man. Because, you know, they now we use the term as being woke. They know we use that term, and they don't like it. But at the same time, think about it now. Let's use logical sense. A lot of people talked about the jab, that punch that people tried to stay away from. If they really wanted to get you, they could just put shit in the air, man.
Yeah.
It's that's why to me I understand why some people stayed away from it. And I'm not mad at you. But don't clown anybody else who did it, because if they really wanted you, they can get you easily. It's a thing called martial law. Remember that. And I thought we was on our way to that for a moment. But if they really wanted you dead, you would be dead. So many ways they can put it all in chicken. Oh, we know they like chicken. Man, come on, man. It's the power that they have is crazy. And we can be woke all day long. We could, pay attention to what's going on in the fake news, the real news, all that. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? I ain't trying to sound like no negative Nelly or nothing like that, but what can you do to anybody who got that much power?
The best thing that we can do, realize that this thing exists like all other things. And if it gets on more and more people's nerves, under their skin, to know that there's some people touching children in ways that we could never imagine.
Right.
And in a way that money is being used to barter these children off and these young people off. It needs to be spoken about. It needs to be brought to the attention. And with a film like Sound of Freedom, I'm glad Mel Gibson and his team decided to throw it out there. And they had, 3 years of a hard market to try to get this film published. And they couldn't do it. Nobody wanted to touch it.
This movie was made 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it took them 3 years 3 years to find their own financing to try to get word of mouth on this movie, and a miracle happened because once that word of mouth got out there, it was put out there in such a way that they were, having people pay it forward. If you could buy a ticket to see this movie yourself, buy one for someone else, and they put it into a holding chamber, like a trust account. So anyone who wanted to go see this movie for free, all you'd have to do is go to the website and let them know wherever you are in the United States, wherever this movie is allowed to play, you can register your name to get a ticket to go see this film, even if you couldn't afford it. Yeah, that's how powerful this movie was.
Yeah, what the people that went in, Angel Films or whatever, what they did.
Yeah, Angel Films, correct.
What they did, they had people buying up tickets. If someone bought a ticket, they asked them, if you can afford it, buy another ticket. We'll donate that ticket to whatever place is that's showing this film. We'll let whoever can afford to buy a ticket to go in and watch this movie. And there's millions of people that's been doing that.
And it's bringing awareness and conversation about it, and it's going in the direction of, the government. This trafficking business, is getting out of hand. You guys got to do something about this. They're talking about the border again, where thousands upon thousands on a daily basis are just coming through that border. We don't know who these people are. And they're worried about some disease being passed into our country, and they don't give a damn about, checking these people at the border. Also bringing children. We don't know if it's their children. Think about it. Yeah. And if they can't find jobs with no paperwork, what do you think they do with the children?
It's a dirty world, man.
Yeah, it is.
Dirty world, man. For real.
It is. And it really compounds the problem. We're sitting up here, look the other way. They're just people like us. They just want freedom like us. But yet, look what's happening. Slowly but surely, and I don't mean to get political, slowly but surely, the wrong people are really tearing the shit out of this, out of our country. If they don't have us racially divided, if they don't have us monetarily strapped with a very a very small job market, you name it. We got. Just think of Chicago for a minute, and you understand what I'm talking about. Get our own kind killing our own kind for what?
No, that's the biggest problem that we have. That really puts us at a disadvantage at fighting back for any damn thing is us against each other. Like you hope one day somebody's gonna wake up and say, "Man, we got to stop doing this," and it's not gonna be people like me, you, Randy, and all.
You want to make a bet?
Nah, it's gonna have to come from the youth, bro. It's gonna have to.
Yes,
they're the ones who are doing it.
I agree.
It's got to come from the youth. So, like I always say, it starts at home. Raise your kids, man.
Yep. From the bottom up.
From the bottom up. That's where it's coming from, because we understand. Just think about back in the day, the OGs who probably was on the corner selling this, doing that, beating up people, whatever. Man, they out here being grandfathers and trying to teach their kids, don't go that path. That's what a real OG do.
But that's what I'm saying. It has to come from us to teach the young people how to really act.
They don't want to hear it, Randy. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. Trust me, I'm speaking from what I've seen. I've seen a lot of OGs in my city, like become a bear to them, because that's how much passion he had in him to try to save the youth lives. Man, I don't want to hear that shit you talking about, man. Like for real? For
Yeah.
real?
For real, yep.
Come on, man.
You know, and to collectively try to do something to even make an effect of change in some way, shape, or form. You know, the theory of boycotting what you don't like has to come into play.
Yeah.
If it's certain music that you don't necessarily like because it's geared toward demeaning others and putting others down and all this other stuff, hey, you don't have to spend your money. If it's a movie that you see that's got more violence in it than anything else, or even a electronic Game Boy, whatever have you, it does nothing but promote violence. You know, I mean, they're putting it out there in the market, and they're sitting back there collecting all our monies. These people are too damn stupid to realize that they're doing it to themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
Until they end up doing it to themselves. Meanwhile, we'll just sit back and rake in the profits because they don't know any better. They're so messed up. Everybody wants a peaceful society, not a utopia, but one that they could raise their kids in and all this other stuff. But we got to stop buying into the shit that's causing us to wipe ourselves out.
Right. Yeah, we gotta start. We gotta start somewhere. It's not gonna be a drastic and immediate change, but I think if everybody get on board, we'll slowly make strides in the right direction.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? That's what anything, like if you want to be a professional basketball player, if you out there playing, I heard Kobe say this: you out there playing 2 times a week, but this other dude over here playing every day, 3 hours a day, he's gonna get better than you faster. He's gonna be better faster because he's putting in more work and he's staying consistent. So it's just gonna take people to keep pushing the narrative.
Yeah, and it's gonna also take. It's also going to take money smart. Being very wise and careful what we invest our money in.
That's true.
The return on the investment is either got to be positive for growth or negative towards a disintegration.
I agree.
Just a simple idea like that to say, yeah, and if everybody just got just a little bit, we could grow 1%, 2% over time. And I agree with what Boss said. Yeah, this got to come from the young generation, from the bottom up. They have to get it first. They're the ones who can change the course of where we are today.
Yeah. I fear, that's my biggest fear is, which I know I got to leave this earth at one point, but my biggest fear is leaving this earth and leaving my child behind and not knowing is if she's going to have a man in her life that protect her like her daddy will. You feel what I'm saying? That's a fucked up feeling, bro. That's my biggest fear, bro. Because like, I talk to my daughter every day. You know what I'm saying? I know I get on her nerves. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Because I'm gonna instill in her what my grandma and what my mama instilled in me.
Yeah.
When you become old, yeah, you're gonna make your own decisions. I can't stop that, but you're gonna remember everything I told you.
Yeah, because it will come to light. Always comes to light. A lot of things my father, told me while I was a youngster and everything. Damn, it's like, oh, there he is again. There he is again in my mind. There he is again. Yep, he was right.
I always,
he was right.
I always said my parents didn't know what they were talking about.
There was.
I always thought I knew more than my parents did. Now that I got older, everything that I was taught has came back.
Absolutely.
And these kids today, they actually think that and truly believe it.
I see now that my parents were only trying to instill the stuff in me that I needed.
Yep.
Instead, I was trying to put other stuff in me.
you want to do what you wanted to do.
Exactly.
Yep. I mean, and that's just being young. But
yeah,
consistency is important. Long as you keep doing what you're doing as a parent, to put that in them, you doing your job. Now, every parent who does that is not going to be successful, because there's just some hard-headed ass damn kids out here, and they just going to do what they want to do.
Just like
Unfortunately, that happens.
Just like Miss T just said, keep talking. They listen
Keep talking.
even if they resist.
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
They say repetition is the mother of skill. Repetition is the mother of skill. You know, the more we continue to watch negative information on TV, or listen to it on the radio, or chime into it on social media, the more we give into it, the more power we give it. You know, and without realizing it, subconsciously, we're becoming that which we hate. Repetition is the mother of skill, of every skill that we have ever learned. Just think about how many times it took you to tie your shoe, get dressed, comb your hair, till you don't even think about it anymore. It's just something you do.
Yeah, you're right, John. And that goes back to what I was saying about Kobe Bryant. You keep shooting that shot, keep practicing that shot. I'm gonna get better quicker than you, because I'm more consistent. Repetition. You play 2 days a week, I play 2 hours a day. Who's gonna get better faster? Me. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Most definitely, man. I definitely. This is a great conversation. And you know the crazy thing, man. I appreciate all 25. We had up to about 30 people in here. I appreciate every last one of y'all for just coming to listen. You know, because these type of conversations, these type of lives should be big, just like the drama. But we wonder why the message is not getting out. But I'm gonna just say I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all for being here.
I appreciate you having a live tonight and covering a very important case that we all have our eyes on. Hopefully this 26-year-old that just got finished turning 26, shakes her head from all this stupid stuff that she got herself caught up in, and just maybe she'll have a chance. Right now she's got to go through the gauntlet, a lot of fears, a lot of purging, a lot of, oh my goodness, what a place to be in, but better now than later on, because if it's not her, it may be one of her children down the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get this lesson, to know how people operate. This is all a people thing, folks. People reacting on other people. Everything else just exists and is part of a conversation, but it's just people reacting on other people. And if we can get some kind of control over ourselves first, then the reaction won't be as heavy or as deadly as we've witnessed.
Yeah, most definitely. Randy, you got anything else you want to say, man, before we go ahead and wrap things up, bro?
I just want to say that I was raised to love everyone. And the older I got, the more I feel that. And with me, I love everyone that I come across until they show me not to love them no more.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely.
I mean, I respect both of y'all up here on this panel.
Yeah, we got love.
I consider both of y'all friends. I consider everybody in chat friends. Everybody that I talk to, I consider a friend. Until the point comes that person shows that you're not a friend.
Absolutely. Well, hey, you talking your talk now, Randy.
It is.
Just like Miss T said, everybody's brothers and sisters in the eyes of the Lord.
Yep.
That's right.
That's right.
And that's how I look at it.
Yep, color don't matter.
Don't.
Hell no.
Came from one father. That's all
Exactly.
you need to know. Yeah,
All right,
man.
boss. Well, thank you for having me, and much love to the chat. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Be well and
thanks.
stay blessed with Godspeed.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for letting me come up too.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, Randy. Appreciate you, John.
No problem.
Thank y'all for all tuning in, man. I think we had a great conversation, great discussion. Appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all a lot, man. For those who've been taking this journey with me, man, for so long. For the new people that then came in and been rocking with me ever since. I got nothing but mad love and respect for all y'all. Y'all stay tuned, man. I'm going to be a lot more active on this page because I'm a retired rapper. Y'all stay blessed, man. I love y'all. Y'all be easy. I'm going to play one of my songs from my album, man, before I leave. And I'm gone. Searching high and low, but I end up with nothing. Maybe it's karma or something. All a nigga want is a wonderful woman. But see, this problem really keep me lonely. When I was trapping with no problem with keeping them on me. But this feeling that's inside keep a real nigga mind in overdrive. I can't even lie. I swear to God, it's hard to stop the tears. And me giving into these demons, that's my biggest fear. My daughter, that's the reason why I live. But it's still hard cause she don't live where I live. That's why I'm searching for a peace of mind. But I guess you took it with you cause it's harder to find. I pray to God he come touch my heart and my mind. Cause I don't really know how long I'm gonna survive. Can you feel my heartbeat? Cause I don't really wanna leave. I'm protecting my soul, I just can't let go, no. So can you hear my heartbeat? Cause I don't really wanna leave. I'm protecting my soul, I just can't let go, no. It's like every day's a heartbreak. I'm sick and tired of dog day to learn the hard way. But I try to do it God's way. But it's like the people I love, they tend to part ways. My soul is cold in the heart of May. I spring back, but then I fall. That's that harder way. But it gotta be a smarter way. It's like a problem every day. That's a lot of pain. I was taught to know I gotta pray. I got a laundry list of things. I got a lot to say. And my people, they don't know my pain. Sometimes they ask me, am I straight? I tell them I'm okay. Cause the truth is they can't do a thing. Cause the love I'm looking for, it done went away. God, I know it's hard to hear a sinner pray. But all these demons that surround me, just send them away. Can you feel my heartbeat? Cause I don't really wanna leave. I'm protecting my soul, I just can't let go, no. So can you hear my heartbeat? Cause I don't really wanna leave. I'm protecting my soul, I just can't let go, no. Cause I don't really wanna leave. I'm protecting my soul, I just can't let